primer, I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Mineral Eyeshadow Primer. I'm going to have a review of this and a lot of other products coming up very soon. In fact, my other video would be that. So I'm just going to apply this all over the lid and just a little bit along the lower lash line, just about halfway in, and you really want to get some of this on the hair duct as well. So just using a finger, I'm going to just pat that out. Bounce. It's the last column and it's the fourth one from the bottom, so it's that one right there, along with the second to last column, the third one from the bottom, so it's that one right there. So I'm going to mix those two, and these are basically sort of goldish medium tone browns, so you can definitely substitute with whatever you have if you don't have this particular palette. I'm mixing the two, and I'm just patting that all over the lid. Not to take it towards the inner tear duct, and you just want to stop right under the crease. What it should look like for now, and taking a nice pencil brush, or you can just use the brush that you previously used, and now I'm going back into this Wet n Wild palette, and I'm actually using the brow bone color, just taking it on the tip of that brush, loading up the tip. I'm going to take it and follow along with this color on the inner part of my tear duct. She has a very bright, sort of sparkly inner corner there, so you really want to load this color up. Again, any sort of a vanilla-ish color that has a lot of sparkle to it will work. You could even mix shades if you don't have, you know, this particular one. It can be a gold, it can be a white, use whatever it is you have. I am going in with my 88 palette once again, and I'm going to use the second to last color on the last row, which is a very deep brown that's just above the black. Again, a deep rich brown would work for this, and I'm just picking that up on something that has a bit of a fine tip to it. We're not doing a cut crease, it's just basically to lay that color down through. So I'm going to start right in the crease and bring that color in, and we want to bring it in a little way because she has it going in a little bit towards her inner corner. Doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to be blending this out afterwards. So you want to stop about there, and what you're going to do is connect the outer corner of this line to the bottom of your eye in sort of a V shape, and you want to use that brush, any small flat brush will do, to just feather in the color, that deep brown, just a little bit onto the lid. Just mix it into the brown that's already on the lid. Okay, so this creates that sort of a smoky look that she has. Doesn't have to be perfect. So when we're done here, what we're going to do is pick up a little bit of a fluffy brush, nothing too super fluffy. You want something that has a little bit of a little bit of stiffness to it, but yet a full tip, if you understand what I'm saying. And this is my SS217. So I'm going in again with my 88 matte palette, and I'm using the last color on the second to last column, which is this deep brown here, and I'm mixing it with the crease color that we used. So what you're looking for, if you're trying to substitute, if you don't have this palette, is two browns. One that's a bit darker, and one that's maybe a shade lighter, so you can actually use it to blend out the darker one with. So I'm going to pop this into my crease and just blend the line. You want to blend above the line though, so you don't want to go onto that lid color. Just kind of keep it in the crease and blend out and upwards. Same thing towards the inner end. And a little bit of stiffness that this brush has allows for a nice smooth yet controlled blend, so it's not just all the way blended out when you're done. Good. So once we've had that blended, right, so for my highlight, I'm going back in with the same palette, and I'm mixing the first color on the second to last column, which is this peachy matte color, and I'm going to be mixing that with the third color down, just two colors under that same one, which is also sort of a peachy color but has a little bit of a shimmer to it. I don't want to have too much shimmer going on in this look because her brow bone does not look, while it's light, it does not look very shimmery. So you just want to pat that on there. Of course, use your contour in accordance to what your skin tone is. So if you know you're darker than me, you probably want to go a few shades darker in your highlight. It's completely up to you. Use whatever you like. Okay, so that's about it. Okay, so what I did, I went ahead and used my black gel liner and a angled brush, and I just lined my top lash line. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to line it a bit thicker than you normally would. Normally I would advise you to line very close to your lash line, but in this case we don't want to do that because we are going to be adding some false lashes, and you need to be able to have your liner to stand up to that sort of really dramatic type lash. So I've just gone ahead and done a line all the way from the inner corner. I'm just slightly extended at the edge, not like a cat's eye or a severe wing or anything like that. And that's about it for the liner. And what I'm going to do is take a white liner and just line the inner rims of my eye. So using this smudge brush, I'm going to pick up the last two colors in this palette, which is the very deep brown and the black, and mix them on a smudge brush. And I want to get really, really close to the lower lash line, and just about halfway in, I'm just going to drag that color in there, because I am going to be putting on lower lashes. Very, very lightly, I'm going to just be touching the inner corner. You want to really concentrate this on the outer half of the eye. Okay, so it should look like that. And now it's time for the lashes. One of these eBay type lashes. These are the very dramatic ones. And I didn't really have exactly like the ones that she had, but I think it really doesn't matter. Once you have them on and you have something that's really dramatic, I think you get the gist of what the look is. Good, so I've applied the top lashes, and while that dries, I'm going to be using my bottom lashes. And you've seen me use this before. These are the red cherry number 104. which looks like these. Good. So once you've had those applied, I would just leave them to dry. To further spruce up the lower lash line, it's just sort of that PC sort of look that she had going on. I took some individual little strings of the lashes and just placed them in along the lower lash line. Okay, so now that I'm all done, I'm still waiting for my glue to dry, and while that's dry, I'm gonna move on to my cheeks. So I'm using just, she doesn't have on a lot of blush in that video, so I'm just using a little bit of Sasha's Bailey Plum on my lid, on my cheeks with a very big fluffy brush, and I'm just really I'm just sweeping this over the entire area, very lightly. The bigger the brush and the fluffier it is the lighter and more natural your blush looks. And for a highlight, what I'm using is, because we all know about the JLO Glow, what I'm using is e.l.f.'s Healthy Glow Bronzing Powder, and this is in Sunkissed. Looks like this. That's what it looks like. And I'm using a stippling brush, but you can use whatever it is you like. And I'm just dusting it over the apples of my cheeks and just above on the top of my bone, down the nose, a little bit on the chin. And for my lips, what I'm going to use is a lip liner in this is a clean color lip liner, and it's in Natural. And on top of that, I'm using a very nude, but one that has sort of I'm very ashamed to put this lipstick on camera, but it's one of my favorites, and this is by Jacqueline Cosmetics, and it's called Honey. Looks like this. It's a nude color. You've seen me use this so many times, but it's a little more towards the orange neutral type. And it's a matte color. Any matte skin color will do. So once I'm done with that, I'm going over this with Jordana's Lip Out Loud Super Shiny Gloss, and this one is in FYI number 107. This is what it looks like, and I'm just going over that with this gloss. And the last step that we're going to do is just use some mascara, and this is not really to add color. It's more or less to blend your natural lashes into the fake ones. So you only want to do this at the base of the lashes, and you want to get the lower lashes.